I know you wanna.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The Mini Vinny Show. Let's talk paranormal. Hands up, hearts open. The night gets formal. The Mini Vinny Show. Let's talk paranormal. The Mini Vinny's still with us in spirit. All around us.
Don't forget, let's talk paranormal.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is, oh my God, Friday. It's that time again. Let's talk paranormal.
It's Friday
Nicole?
again.
Oh, Nicole, we got a wonderful guest. You know that? We got a local
Really?
from just down from Brooksville.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I'm going to bring him in, Mr. Mike, and he's going to kill me. Aguilar, I believe is what it is. Did I say it right?
You were very close.
Oh.
Say it with, and don't pretend there's not an I there.
Aguilar?
Aguilar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Hold on, Mr. Mike.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. I want to give you something. Oh, all right. There we go. That's better. I feel better now. I feel like I welcomed you.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Right down the road, man. Help out some local friends and make new local friends. That's always awesome.
Heck yeah.
First things first. Bigfoot or skunk ape, or are they the same?
I think that there are two. I think that there are two species in Florida myself. I think once you get about from Tampa south, you start getting more skunk ape. And Tampa north is your typical more Sasquatch Bigfoot. And I say that because we just found a lot of differences from Tampa south. We still find the same Bigfoot type things, but the farther south you get, when you start getting especially close to Mayaca, and from Mayaca south toward the Everglades, you start finding a lot more four-toed tracks. You start finding a lot less intelligence too, which is odd, but you find like less tree structures, less things like that. Like I always say, less intelligence.
That seems kind of strange.
So
yeah, I mean, up here, like we find a lot. I said these things are intelligent. They're smart, and I'm not saying that the skunk apes. I don't think that they're intelligent. They are, but I think they're a little more primal, and for whatever reason, and they're a little. I think they're a little hairier, a little scraggly, a little scrawnier, not quite as bulky and big as a squatch.
Could that do with the terrain that they're in?
Definitely. You're living in a super hot, muggy environment. And I mean, and honestly, like if you're in a swamp all the time, you'd want that longer mated hair to keep all the bugs off of you, to keep the sun off you. That hair can do work both ways,
Right.
Like up here, I've had sightings, like actual sightings. Me and my family's had sightings, and what I saw up here has shorter hair. A little longer than a black bear.
We've had them here, sightings in Newport Richey.
Oh yeah, up there in Moon Lake area.
Yeah, I mean, I never knew that until a couple of years ago, but it's interesting.
Yeah, well, you've got the longest nature corridor in Florida runs from basically Port Richey all the way up 19, all the way up the coast until you get up into the Panhandle. And that's a big stretch of land. You could literally go from Port Richey all the way up and never be detected if you didn't want to be.
Wow.
And then the corridor kind of crosses over right where I'm at, conveniently. Like I always tell everybody, I'm like, I live 15 minutes from where I had 20 minutes from my first sighting ever. I grew up in Wesley Chapel, Pasco County, Wesley Chapel, but my first sighting ever happened in Homosassa. And I live right off of US 19 in between State Road 50 and 98. But I'm across the street from the Chatsawiska Forest and right where the Chatsawiska Forest and the Withlacoochee Forest run into each other. And then the corridor cuts over just above us, goes in through Citrus County, and comes down behind Pasco County, right where I grew up, where I had most of my stuff happen when I was a few years ago.
Say, how old were you when you had your first sighting?
I was 2017, so that was what 3, 6, and 9 years ago.
Damn.
So I'm 47 in 2 days. Woo!
Happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. 3 days. Sorry. What's today's Friday? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Or something that you seen Bigfoot, or were you looking for him? Or...
No, you want to hear how I got into it?
Absolutely.
So I was with my best friend. I'm a very avid outdoorsman. I have been my whole life. And I never believed, it's not that I didn't believe, I just never paid attention to anything Bigfoot growing up. Other than Harry and the Hendersons, I loved it. I was drawn to it. I love the show, the movie, That's a great movie. And, I watched Finding Bigfoot, and all that stuff, and never took any of it to heart until 2017, March 17th, 6:30 in the morning. I was with my best friend, and we were going fishing over in Homosassa. And there's 2 areas you can put in at. There's the main boat ramp that everybody goes to, and there's the one that we use off of Old Mason Creek Road. And you take that road to the end, and there's a little boat ramp there. And we were driving down that road, and about 6:30 in the morning in March, that time of year, the sun is just peeking over the top of the trees just a little bit. And I'm coming down around a set of S-curves, and as I came around the curve this way, I saw a figure up ahead by the next curve walking towards the road. He was coming, like, he was floating right towards the road. And I mean, like, seriously, like, it's crazy. Like, didn't even look like he was walking. And he's coming. Oh, I got to remember I'm back here. And that one there. Okay, there we go. So he's coming up, and I'm coming around the curve, and I see him. And he's walking up, and he hits the sunlight that was like halfway in the road. And when he hit that sunlight, he lit up, and he was cinnamon color. And I realized he had hair, and his arms were down past his knees, and everything kind of all in 1 second came visible, except his face, because the sunlight was kind of behind him, so I couldn't see, but I could just see the shadow, and I could see that silhouette of the hair follicles, and you could see that he was cinnamon colored. But he walked into that sunlight for that split second. I came around the curve, came back around, he was gone that quick. And I pulled up, stopped the truck, and I'm like, holy shit. And my friend's like, what? And I'm like, you didn't see that thing? I'm like, dude, you didn't see that? He's like, see what? I'm like, how did you miss that? Like, he never saw it. And he thinking I'm crazy. I get out, and I'm looking around. I don't even know what I saw, And he's like, what do you think you saw? And I was like, oh, no, but it was walking like a man, but it was hairy. He's like, what, like a Bigfoot or something? And I'm like, dude, I don't know what I just saw, but I saw it. And man, the rest of the day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was out fishing. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I went home. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. I saw it. And I just dove nose first into the rabbit hole and started really like paying attention and watching every documentary and everything I could to pay attention to the subject,
So that's got into it, particularly like first sighting.
Yeah, that was 100% my first experience, my first sighting, anything. And it was about a year later till I had my next one. I always say I've had 2 bad experiences. I've seen them 4 times, like very clearly. I've had tree peekers I've seen where they're peeking out. I've seen they're in groups, man. These things are in family groups, 100%. And I've watched 3 at one time peeking out. 1 peeking out from behind a tree, and 2 peeking up right next to each other, peeking up, watching me. And I think the juveniles really like to pay attention and sneak up and try and get as close to you as they can.
I could understand that.
Yeah, I mean, just like our kids, they're always getting in trouble.
Do you think they understand us?
What's that?
Do you think they understand us?
I don't think they understand what we're saying, but I think they understand our body language. I think they're a lot more like us than a lot of people realize. I think they're more like us than they are animal.
What is your stance on them, like being, I don't want to say supernatural, but being like an alien or, like that kind of creature?
Honestly, like, I've thought about this a lot. And I mean, go back in time. All right. Every continent in the world, except maybe Antarctica, and a couple places, very, very rare places that has not had an encounter, a sighting. Every indigenous culture throughout the entire world has had some form of a hairy man or a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot or something, a Yeti. Every culture, every indigenous tribe throughout the whole world. And I think that we are the aliens, 100%. I believe that. Think about it for a minute. If these things are adapted to their environment, 100%. They have long hair that protects them from the sun. It keeps them cool when it's nasty out. It protects them from the bugs. We are not protected from anything. We burn in the sun. We destroy everything we touch. You know, we're like a plague. You know, we're like a plague to this planet. Like, you know, we don't do a whole lot of good. These things, they're out in the middle of nature, and they are adapted to everything. You don't know they're there. Well, you know they're there, but you don't see them. It's incredible how these things can blend and move around in their environment.
Wow. I'm amazed. I definitely want to go out on a sighting one time for sure with you.
Oh, yeah, I would love to take you guys out. We just found this out the other day. We went out, me and Christina, and we went into one of our active areas that just a month ago, you know, we were in the middle of that drought. And then we had a little bit like a 1 week of hard rain. And now it's the worst mosquitoes I've seen in 10 years. Like, it is horrible. I'm pretty tough about stuff, but dude, you cannot walk back there right now. It's like you literally need like a bug net to go walking back there right now. It's that bad.
Dang.
It's so bad.
It's not like swampy. It's more like forest, right?
It's a little bit of both. Because I go into the area I'm talking about is over on the Withlacoochee side, and so if you go over to the west side, on the west side of 19, the Chatsawiska and the Withlacoochee forest, you get in there, it's like a rainforest back there by the natural springs and all that are in there. That's where we find all this. We find a lot of evidence from them. We get followed. We hear sounds. We find all kinds of cool stuff back there. We're 3 miles deep into the Withlacoochee forest, back by all these springs that nobody's going into. And that's where we're finding a lot of this stuff.
So
I have only heard of things, and I've been to a couple, like Bigfoot conventions or expeditions or what have you. But like just seeing like feet prints that people have, hearing about the different sightings and the way people are so interested in all the things that they're saying, they're so gung-ho about what they've seen. It's like, it makes it like, how could this thing not be real? But
Right.
like, it's so hard to say that it's real at the same time, because like not everybody has an experience.
Right.
And they don't have, or I haven't heard of anybody having any kind of skeleton or anything like that of one at all.
Well, you know, that's definitely something that pops up all the time. People are like, where's a body? Where's the bones? Where's this and that? Mm-hmm. But, you know, how many times have you seen a bear skeleton? A black bear?
Not me at all, ever, personally, but
how many times have you seen a panther?
I think
it's weird. Like you know they exist, but you don't see them. I'm in the woods all the time. I go out. I mean, especially when it cools off a little bit. Now it's like mostly afternoon, evening, after the storms roll through, then we can go out and hang out for a little while. But especially from like late October, early November, I'm in the woods all the time, 2, 3, 4 days a week. And I have barely come across any deer bones. Nature has a way of taking care of a lot of stuff. And it's crazy. Like, you find deer on a regular basis, but I've never found a predator other than a coyote. I've never found a panther. I've never found a black bear, a grizzly. I mean, not in Florida, but I've been up in other areas. But I've never found any type of predator skull or bones. It's weird, you know? So nature, like I said, nature has a way. And if they're smart enough to do what we do, and maybe they take care of whenever they have their dead, they go put their dead somewhere, or like other animals. The reason they say we don't find cats and bears and because a lot of animals like that go to areas and put themselves there when they know they're going to die.
Oh.
Like caves and different things. Like an animal will go, like a dog. A dog will go underneath the house and bury and hide when it knows it's going to die. Or raccoons, and you find bones under homes and things. Animals have a way of going somewhere to hide themselves when they know they're going to die.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that because I was telling you about the whole not allowed to do yard work because of the tornado situation earlier. There was a dog that actually was hurt from the tornado and took itself over to the hospital where everybody was at to get fixed.
Oh, wow.
Taken care of. And its name was Lucky. They went ahead and named it Lucky because that's what it was Lucky. But he went directly to that hospital. He knew exactly where he was going.
Wow.
Okay. So you got some, you sent me some clips. I'm going to see if I can load them.
Okay. Yeah. You going with the videos or the pictures?
I'm going with video first.
All right. These videos are from like 2000 and like 2021, right around there.
Okay.
Yeah. I just started releasing some of my videos because, I took a lot of ridicule for a long time too. You take a lot of crap. People, especially when you have something that is good and what it is, but people take blurry pictures and they harass you about it. They give you a lot of crap. And I used to worry about that. And I was part of a group before where the person that ran that group wasn't really fond on blurry pictures and things. And we started our own group, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start putting this stuff out there and let people decide things on their own. Let them make a decision what they see and what they don't,
Exactly. All right, let's see what we got.
All right, so look between that tree right there. That's almost 7 foot off the ground, and whatever that is sitting there staring at me, watching me. And this is 3 or 4 miles back into a swamp.
Wow.
And whatever that is, and it's never been this area, they've never been threatening to me, but I would hear them. So what I started doing is whenever I would hold my phone up, I'd be walking with it. I would start hearing things behind me, and they don't know what our phones are, but they know that was distracting me. And I'd start walking with my phone filming, and I'd hear things behind me. And I'm like, never see nothing, So what I did is I started hitting record behind me. So I started looking at myself, watching behind me like this, and that's what I was doing that day. And I actually saw it kind of like at the edge of my peripheral. I'm like, I see something in that watching me from that tree. And it was only about 30 yards away from me. And I went and I kept my phone aiming at it as I was looking around, acting like I'm doing other things. And I'm trying to look at it and zoom in on it and trying to watch it. There's another picture that I sent you with just between 2 trees. There's a face. That's the same figure. He's at a different tree watching me. He's got white under his chin. He's got white like under here. He's like this against the tree.
Oh, wow.
Like he's just watching me like, what's this guy doing? What are you up to? They're so curious of us, especially when they see someone in the middle of nowhere where they're at, making sounds, trying to communicate with them. They're like, what is this guy doing?
Let's see if I can find that picture. I'm looking for it right now. Oh.
It was one I sent you like on its own. It was kind of I sent it because I had a feeling that video popped up. I could tell you I went with it because that was from another video clip. It's a different one than that. Wait, maybe it is that one. If you zoom in on that, I'm sorry.
I don't have Zoom.
Okay. That might be it. But that's a different set of trees with the same guy doing the same thing, watching me. He was following me around and obviously there's something between those trees sitting there,
Yeah.
Jared, from my side, the live thing with the likes and the hearts and stuff is like right in the middle of the picture.
Oh, is it? Here, let's do this.
Move it or not, but
Watch this.
there you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, he was like this one. There was more than one. They're like I said, they're in groups. There's never one. That's like people
Ever.
are always like, there's never one ever. They're
So
in
is-
groups.
If you're out, is there a way to know, like, if you're like close to like one of their dens, or like it's like you have stuff behind you or whatever?
Well, I can tell you that I've come across a bedding area 2 times ever in 9 years. And one of them is an area that I had a tree get shaken and pushed over at me and my dog. And it didn't want us there. And it let me know. But that was one of the 2 bad experiences I had. I used to go out like a hunter. I would wear when I first started, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be sneaky and stealthy. And I'm going to wear all camo. I'm going to go camoed out. I'm going to be quiet and stealthy. And I'm going to creep up on these things and catch them off guard. And that's what I did. Like, I actually had a really good game plan. I said, if these things, after doing all the research on it, I found out, they're mostly known for being nocturnal, which most animals in Florida, hogs, deer, most things are nocturnal because of so many people. And you got a lot less people at night, and things are a lot easier to move around. And that's what I did. So I went out in the middle of the day. During the day is when you accidentally run up on hogs and deer all the time because they're bedded down, relaxing. And that's what I did. And I started going out middle of the day, hottest part of the day, when things are settled down and caught off guard. And I caught them off guard, and they didn't like that. They didn't like it at all. But like my first bad experience happened back in Wesley Chapel, where I grew up. You had to ride a bicycle for 3 miles back down a road that's owned by Swift Mud. Swift Mud's owned pretty much by the government, conveniently, which I know they're hiding shit about. I know they're hiding them. But you got to go 3 miles back in this preserve. It's a 10,000 acre preserve. No hunting, no motors, nothing but horses or bicycles or jogging or something like that is the only way you can get in there. And I was 3 miles back in. I looked on Google Earth, an area I wanted to go where there's a creek, Cypress Creek. You ever heard of Cypress Creek?
I have.
Cypress Creek starts up in the top of Pasco County, runs right through Wesley Chapel, down into Hillsborough County and into the Hillsborough River. And then eventually the Hillsborough River connects over to the Green Swamp. It's one big circle of connection. The Green Swamp's a big time hot spot for these things. Oh, wow. And the spot that I'm at's a tiny little piece off the corridor that not many people know about. And I was going in there all the time. But I'm 3 miles back into this forest by myself, all camoed out, looking like a turkey hunter. Like I'm all camoed out completely. I got out and I had another half a mile hike because my bike was too loud. So I got off. And you go in, there's a creek the creek runs through it, but it's like way back in there. And I found one little trail that cuts me over. And I followed it. And when I did, I found 2 trees that were blocking the trail like this, right when I walked in. And it was really odd, like how it was blocked. And I'm like, and then your gut hits you and it tells you, don't go there. You're not supposed to be here. Everything was telling me, don't step over those trees. That is telling you not to be there. But I'm stubborn at that moment. When I was younger, I was stubborn, and I'm like, I'm Florida guy. I'm tough. I've seen everything. I catch alligators. Raw. Well, I was tough for about 5 minutes after that, and then I became scared out of my mind. I stepped over those trees, took 3 steps, and found a footprint that was 15 inches long. And I'm looking at that footprint going, oh, my God, this is real. And I heard if you've ever heard of 8 to 10 inch round tree limb or tree break, it went and fell into the palmettos. And it was middle of July. There's no wind blowing. It's hot as hell in the middle of Florida. And there's no wind, no nothing. So it was quiet out there. And that was so loud. And it was to my right. And I went, oh my God. And then this freaking growl came projected out at me. And I went, oh, I said, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I turned around and started walking out instantly. Like I had no idea what it was. I didn't want a part of it because that growl was the most terrifying sound I'd ever heard in my life. I've heard everything. I've heard cougar or panthers growl. I've heard gators bellowing. This thing sounded like a cross between a gator and something else. It was crazy sounding. I walk back out. Now I have to turn left to go back to where my bike's at. So now whatever it is on my left-hand side. As I'm walking down the trail to get out, I'm like butt puckered walking out of here because I'm terrified. But I don't want to run. You never want to run from a predator. And so I'm trying to walk my way out, and I'm like, oh my God. I hear walking with me, and then another one. I can hear two, then three. There's at least three of them walking beside me 20 yards that way. And I'm walking down this trail. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I realize I'm really thinking, like, I messed up. These things are going to take me out. But they didn't. I got back to my bike, and I rode back as fast as a person can ever ride a bicycle. And I got back to my truck, opened my door to my truck, grabbed my drink that was there, and I threw up. And I started feeling sick, worse. I got my bike loaded. My ears started hurting like so bad. I didn't know it, but I got hit with infrasound. Whatever that was, they literally have a defense mechanism. And that growl, that low growl, is like the only ones that can do it are elephants, tigers, lions, a few animals that can hit you with infrasound. This thing hit me with something. And it damaged my ears.
Wow.
Like for 4 days, I felt like I had my fingers, like your fingers in your ear, pushing pressure if you were to move them. It felt I had pressure in my ears for 4 days. And to this day, I can't dive anymore. It did something to my ears. Like I can't dive. I used to go scalloping all the time. I can't dive more than 3 feet anymore without my ears causing a lot of pressure and headaches.
Wow.
Like it did something to me. It's crazy. Infrasound is real, 100%.
Well, let's throw your other video up.
Okay.
See what we've got here.
This one I didn't see until after I came back and checked my video. Watch the last clip of him. Watch him turn and go back into the woods.
Wow.
I never saw that figure ever because I'm just walking around my phone, recording. I felt them. I can feel when they're there, but I can't, you don't see them. So I went back and reviewed my film and saw, I'm like, oh my God, he walked out. I'm so damn ADD that I go all over the place. And I caught him off guard. He was copping out to come look at me, and I turned and he must have went, oh shit, went back in. But you can see the figure clear as day. He's there.
What do we got here? Here we go. There's a picture.
Oh, this was we in February. This was literally the moment right after we had a Class A sighting. I saw one, a juvenile, 5.5 foot tall, with the most beautiful black hair, just to the right of where I'm pointing in that trail. And this was literally where it happened. And he took off. He took off on 2 legs like a person, and on the 3rd step went to all 4s and booked it on all 4s. And it was me and my son Kalen were the only ones that saw it. Christina was behind me with my daughter right behind her, and they didn't see it. But my son saw it. Like I picked him up, and he was like, oh my God. You could see him going through the bushes on all 4s, and he went back up the hill and went on 2 legs and went up the hill.
Oh, wow.
That was out here in Citrus County. That was February of this year.
You sent me a bunch of pictures, so I'm going to work on trying to get them all.
Yeah, no, that's why I just send you some and you can look at them, Oh, all right. You see that I know you can't zoom in, but there's a figure on that left side with the arrows pointing, and on the right, it's gone. That's a face. When you really were able to zoom in on that, you'll see there's a face there. And he was watching me. And he was, like I said, I don't see these till I go back and review my video. This is how good and stealthy they are. Like, they have almost purplish colored skin. It's like black purple, like a purplish black color to their skin.
I think this is another one we found.
Oh, that is one on all fours. That's a white one with a black face. He's the trees to the right. He's just to the left of the tree. I mean, just to the trees on the right. He's just to the left of it, and he's on all fours, like a gorilla, like a gorilla would stand.
Yeah,
Okay, I see it.
arms that you're basically seeing.
I have another picture where he's on the right side of the tree, like 2 frames later. These are still frames off a video where I walked in. It was a thunderstorm, and I caught them off guard. And I walked into where this family. I know they're there. I've seen this family group before, and I went walking in, and they sound like a herd of elephants took off. I don't think they heard me because of the thunderstorm, and I caught them off guard. But there's another one where he's literally like on the side of the tree like this, standing up in that frame, looking at me. This is a 19-inch footprint, 19 by almost 10 inches wide. See the mud on the bottom of the heel, how heavy it is? That's almost 1,000-pound critter that made that freaking footprint easily.
Heck yeah, that's crazy.
And there's another footprint that's in all green. That was the one in front of that one. So there was 2. 1, 2.
All green, you said, huh?
Yeah, it was all green. Just a big impression in the footprint. I mean, in front of that one.
Okay.
Have any impressions or anything? Do you do that?
Oh, I have. You guys want to see some castings?
Sure.
I've got some good castings. That's one of my prized possessions.
Oh yeah, your holy grail.
Yes.
Oh my.
What?
I'll grab you a couple of them here. I'll show you. They all have their stories with them.
So, real quick, how many colors do you think there are?
How many what?
How many colors do you think they are, and what colors are they?
Well, I know that there's a white. Because of the pictures I've had, I've got a couple pictures of white with a black chest and a black face. But like I said, their skin is like a purplish black color. So, okay. and I know that one because of that picture you showed a minute ago. And another time I was 15 foot away from something that was 8 foot tall and 4 foot wide at the shoulders. And when my light hit him, it was in the green swamp. And when my light hit him at night, that LED light shined right through his hair, and I could see his hair or his skin, and it was like purplish black. It was freaking wild.
Man.
So it's funny. People always say, "Oh, they're smaller in Florida." I was like, they might not be as bulky, like as beefy, but they're not shorter, and their footprints definitely aren't smaller.
Wow.
I'll just come up on there. You can see the toes.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was in Ocala, and this was stepping over a ditch. There was sugar sand, and his toes like grabbed, and the next footprint was 5 foot up this way on the other side of the ditch, where he stepped over it.
Gape when they walk.
What's that?
I said they have like a 5 foot gape.
He was. I found on a 16-inch footprint, we found a 56 or 52-inch, or I'm sorry, 54. It was on a almost 17-inch footprint, had a 54-inch stride. And it was that way. We found for a quarter mile long down this road one time. And every step was 54 inches.
Wow.
In between it. So, I mean, you could vary that a little bit when you step, So that's a pretty big guy. This one's really cool. There's another one. This is a 17-inch footprint. But when I come in, so picture the toes should be right here. Most of the time, what we get, because of our substrate sucks, so picture that's a foot. This is what you normally get, the pad. You'll get the pad of the foot and the thumb, or the big toe a lot. Because a lot of your weight, that helps your balance. So a lot of times that thumb or that big toe will be there, but not the other toes. They'll lift them. Just like that. So you have big toe. But when I zoom in on this one, check out that little footprint right there in the middle of it. That's a juvenile footprint in the middle of it.
Huh.
They walk. they walk in their parents' footprints just like other animals do for safety. They walk right behind their parents in their footprints.
Oh
That's
wow.
awesome.
Isn't that neat?
I've never seen that
cool.
before. That's
Well, it's like if you look at bobcats or coyotes or anything, chickens or turkeys, everything walks in a line right behind his parents for safety. And usually there'd be another parent behind them, and they walk together like that. So I found so many times I found footprints just like that, where Junior is walking right in Dad's footprints.
I never knew they. I mean, I knew they walk in a line sometimes, but I never knew they did that.
Yeah, I mean, think about how it makes sense, you know? And I found that so many times where I found footprints like that. This one just happened to catch it when I casted it. I didn't even know it until after I looked at it. I was like, holy cow. This is one of my favorite ones. It's not my biggest, but it's one of my favorite because it was my first one I ever made. I'll come up closer. You can see the big toe is real prominent, but the other toes aren't really there. Just little indentions there, right?
Right.
I used to call this guy Big Toe. I would go walking into this area, and there would be no footprints on the trail I walk in. And on the way out, I'd find 5 or 6 of them from this guy.
Oh my God.
Meaning he would come in, but he'd come in behind me and follow me around, watching me. So this one I made, it was almost dark. I found the footprint. It was in a real wet area. So I made the footprint, and it was too wet. I didn't want to take a chance in it breaking, so I left it overnight to set up. And I came back the next morning with my son to come pick him up. And I came back to pick him up, and this was beside it.
Oh wow.
There are a lot more toes there.
Yep. Because if you notice, they're exact. They're almost identical.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So what he did was he was watching me. And when I got done and left, he walked over and stood over that footprint, looking at what I was doing. Like, what is this guy doing? You know? And his weight sitting in that mud made his toes actually go in where it doesn't on a normal walk when he's just walking.
Okay.
So his weight actually sat there for a minute and his toes dug in and he was relaxed, just standing there, not walking. So he was looking at what I was doing.
Heck yeah. That's so crazy.
Right?
What do you use to cast exactly?
I just use plaster Paris a lot of times, just regular plaster Paris.
Okay.
There's some other stuff out there, but that's the easiest to get, and it does fine. It's just you got to keep them, like all mine are gray like this. For one, it shows more detail, but I added a little bit of gray into the sealer. I had a big issue. I've got 20 castings, and I had a really bad incident where I put them in plastic trying to preserve them, and the plastic brought out all the moisture out of them when it got hot. And they got stinky and rotten smelling, and they were getting brittle. It was horrible. And I had to dry them all out, and then had to seal them with this special concrete sealer stuff. And that's why they're all, like you see, most of them are gray because of that. But the gray shows that more definition. My daughter found this footprint. This came from where I just told you that picture that you showed, that where me and my son and I'm pointing.
Yeah.
This footprint came from back there, which matches what I think is a juvenile, which is about 5.5 foot tall, 300 pounds or so, jet black, beautiful. This thing had beautiful hair. It had the most beautiful, well-groomed hair I'd ever seen. It looked like it was blow dried. This isn't a real big print. It's only 10 3/4. My foot's 11 inches long, but this is 2 inches wider than my foot.
Huh.
You can see his toe pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
My daughter found this. There was 4 of them in a row.
Right on.
How old is your daughter? How old was she then?
She's 8, and she was 7 when she found it with me. My son's been going out with me. He's going to turn 12 next month. She just turned 8, and he's been going out with me since he was about 5. He's been going with me out in the woods, and we would make fishing trips, fishing / squatching trips, you know.
Yeah,
And they're both really good at finding things.
the paranormal, and most of my vacations became paranormal vacations.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
have a
me
convention.
and Christina, we just got done with the Ocala conference in last month, and or the beginning of this month, and we're about to go to Gatlinburg. We're setting up for the Gatlinburg one, and so we're taking everything from Florida and bringing it up to Gatlinburg for the Gatlinburg conference. It's gonna be really cool.
There's a conference actually, the Deep Paracon. It's in Alabama, I believe it is. And friends of ours, we actually interviewed and everything. Friends of ours runs it. And if you're interested in going or whatever, I can give you some information.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know. That's which one is that again?
It's a Deep Paracon.
Oh, okay. Up in Alabama.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let me know the information. I'll check it out. We started our own thing, and like we're very unique. Half of our team is like is our family and doing family things and with kids, and we're trying to grow this where we can take people out camping and hiking and exploring and trying to promote people to take their kids out and let them know you can bring your kids out into the forest and have fun. You know, I've taken groups of 50 people out camping before. I've been in the Everglades. I was in the Everglades with like 60 people. I led the way through a trail I'd never been before down the middle of the Everglades. And I was, what's that?
That's kind of scary.
It was nerve-wracking. Yeah, I didn't plan on it. It just kind of threw in my lap, and I was like, okay, deal with it.
There's a lot more danger in the Everglades than it is like the New Port Richey.
Our friend David Shealy, who's one of the more famous guys in Florida, he's the skunk ape man down in the Everglades, and we're good friends with him, and we've actually done some traveling and done other shows and things with him. We went to Washington State with David. I got to go out there and spend a week in Washington with David. That was really cool. And I go down there a couple times a year and hang out with him. But I used to be part of another group, and that's what we did. So when we came on our own now, we're like, we're going to start doing this too. We're going to do the same things, but hopefully on a bigger level. Ryan RPG, he part of our team. He was on Expedition Bigfoot on the Discovery Channel.
Okay.
He lives down from me.
What's that?
I said he lives down the street from me.
Yep. So you know who Ryan is?
Yeah.
Yep. He's awesome. And one of my good friends, I might be over there tomorrow. He'll be at my house on Sunday. But he what a fun person. He's actually he's the master of ceremonies for a lot of conferences, where he's basically the person who talks throughout the whole conference.
Right.
And he's gonna be doing the Gatlinburg one also. So that's going to be really cool to go up there and have that with them. We've got another team member is Frank Middleton, who is a BFRO investigator, and he's down near Miami. Ex-military, like super good dude, man. This guy goes camping like 120 nights a year. Like he's out a lot for camping. He loves to camp and puts himself right in. He's fearless. He'll put himself in the middle of you name it. We've got Mike Noga, who is an experiencer who is learning to be a researcher. He's actually the one that showed me some of the areas up here, and we've had some really cool experiences because of him. We've got Christina, my beautiful other half. Then we have Robert Brooks, who is Robert Brooks works for Citrus County, but he's a cave locating expert for the state. He locates cave systems. That's what he does. And he's also the guy that they call when the FWC gets a phone call that somebody's missing that went diving in these springs and stuff. Robert's the guy that goes out and finds the bodies.
Yeah.
So he is this guy, man, 3-4 miles in the middle of the rainforest, and he goes diving, just jumps in. Oh, look, there's a 10-foot gator. That's cool. He's freaking crazy. But we got a great team we're putting together,
Yeah.
And a very well-rounded, family-oriented one side, and actually legit on the other side. So we're going to bring a lot of recognition to Florida.
Heavy hitters up, you know.
What's that?
I said you got some really like heavy hitters.
Yeah, and I'm working. This is what I wanted to do. Why I really wanted to be on our own is I wanted to work with whoever I wanted to without having to feel bad about it. And I do. My door's open. Like if somebody wants to work with me, I'm working with them. Like you guys want to come out? I'll take you guys out. Let's go. I'll show you around. Hopefully it helps your ratings and everything. Helps you build it. That's what it's all about, right?
Well, it's supposed to be. It really is. I mean, the paranormal world is supposed to, help each other out and work together instead of being jealous of each other.
Right. Yes. That's all all that needs to be said. Good point. Jealousy will kill a group.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
It's be fun and educational, and usually that's what it is on my end. I just like to have fun and learn new stuff.
Right.
And see what's out there. I mean,
like
I want the experience because I've never had a chance to actually have it and get a chance to even do it. And also, I still don't believe some of it.
Christina had experiences with me over the last 3 years. It wasn't until February where her mind was made up that they're 100% real. And that was because we were with me. Christina is in the front seat. Her daughter, which was not a believer, in the behind me, and her son Jesse on the other side. My kids were at their mom's. So we decided it was a Friday night. We're like, hey, let's just go out and go for a Jeep ride. Well, I like to go riding in areas you're not supposed to go. I like to drive past the markers that you're not allowed to be at. So whatever. That's where stuff happens. And I drove around. I go into four-wheel trails. I can get into places with my Jeep that you can't normally go with a normal vehicle. And so we went back into this place, and you got to come up and down a hill right when you come in. You go down the hill. As we came down that hill, your lights project out. So picture you're going down the hill, your lights are projecting out. My lights hit these eyeballs. And these eyeballs were that freaking big around. And like it looked like road markers, road signs. And they're looking at us, but they're not super tall off the ground. It's like 5.5, 6 foot off the ground. But I'm like, oh, I stopped the Jeep. I'm like, oh my God. Her daughter's like, oh my God. And Christina's looking, she's like, oh my. And she I guess she kind of closed her eyes to when you close your eyes to open them again to see if it's still there.
Yeah.
She closed her eyes and opened them and it was still there. Well, while she was doing that, she missed the coolest part. This thing was like this, and it went and looked this way, and then looked back, looked over this way, looked back, and then it stood up 2 foot taller. And I went, and her daughter, holy shit. Literally, his eyes went from that way, and then he stood up and was 2 foot taller. And when he did, the glare, I guess, was hitting his eyes. So you could see him, he put his face down, and it was like blocking the light. And then he took 3 big steps and was gone into the forest.
Oh, man.
And it was at that moment, Christina knew, I'm not crazy. She really, holy cow. I told you. This was right within 100 yards of where I saw that other one, the juvenile, and got this footprint. This is our new area that we've been going into a lot.
Okay.
Which has cave systems in it, which is very rare to Florida,
Yeah.
It's a really cool area though, man. Very cool.
Heck yeah. We are doing a giveaway as well. We have a signed Exorcist horror picture from David Sheridan from Sheridan Authentics. And if anybody in the comments can say the secret word, that would be great. And you can win it because we didn't win last month. Nobody won last month. So I just wanted to announce that and see if anybody says it in the comments. What was your most funnest, I would say, the best time of your life in a sighting? I don't know. You told us your bad experiences.
The bad ones were exciting. I watched something 30 yards away from me. I couldn't see it, but I watched him shake a 10-inch, 12-inch around tree like it was a twig. Yes. He shook it. Like you saw a tree, so the tree's sticking up. So picture you got the bushes, right? You can't see, but you can see trees sticking up above the bushes. This thing shook it. It shook again, and followed by a roar, this loud yell, and the whole tree went over. And my dog was with me. I had her on her leash. It was just me and my dog out there, and she hung herself trying to get away. Like,
behind you.
She wanted out. Okay. That was the most exciting one. Kind of terrifying. I can't lie. Like, that scared the crap out of me. Like, I can't. I still think about that, even though I don't think they're ever. If it wanted to hurt me, if they really want to hurt you, they could have taken me out many times.
Oh, heck yeah.
I just think I got too close. I was close to a bedding area. I think I got too close to their family. They saw the dog too. I was all camoed out. I messed up. I don't do that no more. I've learned from these things, and I walk into areas, the sounds that I've heard, I have my own, and I walk in, and as soon as I walk into a forest, I just go, woo! And usually, a lot of times, you'll hear something in the distance, woo, woo, come back. Usually 2 or 3 different areas, woo, and it's almost like, okay, you're good.
You ever seen on YouTube, there's this video I've seen a couple times, and like in my head, the sound is coming out on the YouTube video. Like, you see nothing but a Bigfoot. Like, it's like a cop came to like a rest area or something, and you can like see the mirrors of his car shaking.
Oh wow!
Making this noise at this truck stop or whatever.
They have a lung capacity that is. I mean, you think about something's chest that's 3 foot deep. You know, I mean, if it's got 4 foot wide shoulders, it's going to have a 3 foot deep chest, and you know.
I just can't fathom what else it could be making noise. It really just bewilders me every time I see it.
If you the first time you hear one of these loud vocals, you'll be like, I've heard it a few times, not a ton, but I've heard a few. Me and my daughter, I was out with 20 kids. There was 50 of us camping, and I had like 20 kids, and I would always, me and Christina would take the kids with us, with the parents and the kids, and go out this way, and the other group would go that way with the adults. And so we're going out this, and we were in the Green Swamp, Colt Creek. And my daughter's holding my hand, and we're walking down this trail. It's pitch black out. But the kids, you know, it's fun. We got headlamps on, and we're all doing our little thing. And we're walking down this trail, and all of a sudden, I'm like, everybody froze. It was like, whoa. And my daughter started crying. She's like, I want to go back. I want to go back. like, it's when you hear it, there's nothing else like it, you know?
Scary to hear that. I couldn't imagine if that was like in real life, hearing what I see on YouTube. Right.
And you're down a trail, a quarter mile down a trail, pitch black, and you hear this roar. Like, one of the parents is like, hey, well, what's over there? And I'm like, woods. They're like, nobody's out there? I'm like, that's the woods. For miles and miles.
So have you heard of Bigfoot remains?
What's that?
Have you heard of Bigfoot remains?
I've heard I've heard stories from Florida. Stacy Brown told me some where like people have literally like there was a famous one where there was a fire up near the Panhandle, and a ranger hit one, and you know and not shortly after they hit him. You know, they had the car pull up with the men in black, and they're like telling the guy, like, what you hit was a bear. And he's like, no, I didn't hit a bear. He's like, no, you're not understanding. Well, what you hit was a bear.
Right.
You know, like that type of thing.
If you actually Google it or go onto Facebook, there is a Facebook called Bigfoot Remains.
Huh.
It's a guy that has actually, according to him, He is the world's first verified Bigfoot body. He actually found a dead Bigfoot body in the woods, in the Deerdondack Mountains.
Oh, Adirondack.
Yes, 8 foot
Yep.
and 300 pounds.
That might be I saw a video of something, but I didn't pay. It's one of those things like you see it and you don't pay a lot of attention to it because you don't know. There's so much AI crap out there now, and that kind of sucks. But I've heard something about something similar. And that's probably the one I heard of. I just haven't really dug into it a lot.
Yeah, his name is Dak. That is what he's calling the body, is Dak.
Wow.
And we've actually got him on the show coming in October.
Oh, nice.
So you definitely.
That's really cool. So, if it's real, that's superb.
That you said that and you bring that up because I was told, and I don't remember who told me this, but at a convention in Charlotte County like 2 years ago, that if they did actually find any remains of like a Bigfoot or something of that nature that were supposed to be handed over to the government, it's not something that you as a citizen is allowed to keep.
Huh. Well, I can tell you I'm not turning them over to the government. I've got friends in high places that I'm going to send it to, and I'm going to have it professionally analyzed. I've found hairs. I found hairs in my footprint castings that have been analyzed, and they don't have any no medulla. So, which there's no stem through the middle of the hair, like we have, and that's usually the first sign that it's a Squatch hair. But we found hairs that are transparent too. Like basically they reflect light. They're almost a clear hair.
Wow.
But when light hits it, imagine if you had 1 million hairs that could reflect light. You're basically looking like the predator walking into the woods. Like you're blending into everything.
Do you care if I share a photo with you? Let me have you tell me what you think. This is actually the photo.
Oh, so I'm looking at my phone. Yeah, that is the one. That is what I saw. I believe I've seen that before. I don't know what to think of it. I honestly don't have. I don't know what to think. I'm not going to tell somebody it's crap because it could be real. But there's so much. Unfortunately, there's so much crap out there that nobody's going to believe it.
Yeah, there is an actual. He put it in a box, like a coffin with a glass top, and it sits there. And everybody that comes and visits, I don't remember where the area is that he kept it, but he put it there, and people can come and look at it.
Yeah, if that's real, that would be absolutely amazing, next level.
So, but yeah, I wasn't for sure. I didn't know because with you doing Bigfoot and everything, I didn't know if you knew some of the other people.
I've heard about that. I've heard about it. It's made its way through. I don't know what to think. I'm not going to call somebody a liar. I'm not going to say it's not real.
Right.
But if it was, there might be that much bigger about it. But I'm not going to tell you it's not. I don't know. I'm not. You know what I mean?
200 pounds. I mean, that's definitely bigger than I ever dreamed to be in.
Oh yeah, for sure. So unfortunately there's no way to know unless he had it tested and somebody came out and said, all right, it's real. But if he sent it out to be tested, they'd probably never see it again.
That's true.
It'd probably disappear forever.
I did hear about them at one time. They found some sort of scat up in the mountains that had both human and animal DNA in it. Now, I don't know if that means, whatever this animal ate, the human made some part of human DNA and animal DNA and then, excreted it, or if, how else would human DNA get in that?
Well, unless it's mixed, which, like, we've had hair samples tested that have come back 98% human, 2% chimpanzee, 2% some type of ape. You know what I mean? There's been lots of hair samples that have been the DNA's come out like that out of them, where it's 2%, like 98% human, 2%. So what if we're the aliens and our creators came here, found these things, and used part of them to help make us?
Yeah.
You know, it would make sense as to why we're related to them.
Right.
Exactly.
You sent a picture right there, I think,
Yep.
of a hair.
That's one of the best hairs I ever found, and that was awful. My friends, my furry friends loved Reese's.
Can't blame them.
Oh, well, I looked at it like this. It's bright orange. You can see it, and it's peanut butter, which everybody's had good experience with peanut butter with them. So I tried that, and I went through so many Reese's in this area. I was gifting this spot all the time, and I would find I had 2 gifting spots in this one area that were about 3 blocks away from each other, and I would go to one gifting spot and things would be missing, and I'd find it at the other gifting spot, wrappers and things, where they would go to one spot and run over to the next one to go see what was over there too.
Wow.
But that hair was like, like a good 3.5 inch long hair.
It's crazy that they would actually, like rip it or tear it open and to get it instead of just eating the whole thing.
I've got one picture I didn't send you, but I've got one because I would get like the long thing of Reese's, and I have one where there's a perfect bite mark. It looks like a person bit it with a bigger mouth and ripped the whole thing. It's perfect bite mark through the paper and wrapper and all.
Wow.
And it did not look like an animal. It looked like a person bit it with a bigger mouth.
With that being said, right there, Mike, we've hit our mark, and you've blown my mind. I really appreciate everything. Apparently, we're not going to be giving away a giveaway because nobody wants to go to the secret word. So, if you watch the show next month, the end of next month, the secret word is ghost fish. Please remember ghost fish, and you can win a really cool prize.
I'm going to remember that.
Okay, and you got to watch and comment. So, all right. Thank you very, very much. We definitely will meet up.
Yeah.
With being our local Bigfoot.
Yeah. And hopefully we can maybe do a live show or something. We can take some viewers out into the woods and show them what. Hopefully I can get you guys an experience. I would love to have that happen.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
Well, we've got the places to do it. You guys just let me know when, and we'll set it up.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. To meet you.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great night. Thank you, guys.
All right. And everybody, let's talk paranormal.